we should pursue any program that's going to be beneficial to economic development. I think ecotourism should be something that the city should look at. I don't know exactly what scale it is because I don't know what the return on investment would be, but I think it's something that's very important. You know, I proposed something this year that we're going to start as the Tar River Study, or as I like to call it, the Blue Way Initiative, that talks about, you know, better utilization of that the Tar River, the entire 9 miles, allowing additional boating access points on the Tar River, educational opportunities and things like that. But as far as the level of ecotourism that Greenville can have, that's something that really has to be looked at. It's one of those things that sound very good, but you don't know until you get into the details of it. There's areas you look at. I mean, you got areas like Little Washington, we're on the coast, Cape Lookout, and New Bern, all those areas who have a better appearance outwards of being better places for ecotourism. But if it's something that's going to have a good return on investment, I'm all for it. It's not something I thought about in complete terms of economic development, but I think there's some components of it that we can do where I think the cost will be not as high that can at least open those doors to ecotourism.
I think that ecotourism, I think it's exactly the kind of economic development that we can do and we should do. There's not just, you hear economic development and it's not just, ecotourism, it's not just visitors, although that's a large component of it. Whenever you have a lot of people coming to enjoy the outdoors, there's also supportive industry or supportive shops that take place. I have done hiking and backpacking, not recently, but there's always, outfitter stores and restaurants and especially communities where people come to visit the outdoors. So it really can be an economic generator, and it's something I'd love to see our community do. It's also important for us as a community to establish a quality of life that says, hey, come to Greenville, come spend time in Greenville, you are going to enjoy it here. Whether you're going to go to Green Springs Park or River Park North, or whether you're going to put on your hiking boots and go out to the Field Carroll property, you're going to have a good time in the outdoors here. I've also talked in the past about kayak and canoe rentals at the town common. I think another element that we can do to promote ecotourism is make sure we're focusing on bike lanes, greenways, and our downtown. People, when they come to enjoy the outdoors, they also like to go to eat afterward because we're always hungry. And downtown is a great opportunity for that. Last, I'd just like to say that when we talk about ecotourism, we're not just talking about something for people who come to visit. We're talking about benefits that we can enjoy. For instance, connecting all of our parks with greenways, having a much more vigorous and larger greenway system, eventually to connect, for instance, the Field Carroll Park to our East Side Park, boardwalks, and all kinds of ways you can get out and enjoy. And I see you, buddy. Thank you.
Yes, I have talked about and pushed nature-based and related ecotourism for years, and have a regional newsletter that goes out to leaders across the eastern part of the state on this topic. My main mentor on this is Pat Long at the ECU Center for Sustainable Tourism, and also, what's that? Who am I thinking? Stan Riggs. And Stan Riggs is a very valuable mentor from the scientific side. There is a group of mayors in another part of eastern North Carolina banded together to try to do something in their area about this. This is slowly emerging in the eastern part of the state, and Greenville, if we keep this initiative going, or could keep this initiative going, could play a role in this as a launching pad for ecotourism around eastern North Carolina. We were making progress on this. We put together a regional summit about 3 years ago where leaders from all across eastern North Carolina came together. So we were making progress, we were moving along in this. I tried to keep it in our goals, and the current leadership of this council the last 2 years took it out, would not put it in as a part of our goals. I think it needs to be back in. It's not a cure-all for all economic ills. It's not a pot of gold, but it is one thing that we need to not get behind on in terms of what other cities are doing. Thank you.
I live for ecotourism right in Greenville. I like to go fishing. We have one of the best locations in the country, I can tell you that. But there are flat, slow river waters, and there are bays and sounds that are right within just minutes from us. And I see hundreds of people out there doing this with boating, kayaking, canoeing, hiking, like at Lake Mesquite, all over. The Sierra Club is very active here. I'm a member of that. I'm also a member of I'm a lifetime member of the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission, and have been for many, many, many years. I mean, it's kind of like the center of ecotourism. We have it, it's going on. I know some of you are fishermen, some of you have boats. I have one of each. I've got a sailboat, a motorboat, a canoe, and a couple of kayaks. So that to me is what ecotourism is. And as far as in the city, definitely, I'm very supportive of connecting all of our greenways. Where I live, we don't have a greenway. I'd like to be able to walk from the south side of Greenville Boulevard all the way to the river and not have to compete with the traffic. So it'd be, or ride a bicycle. So I'd like to see that and see linear parks on all of our flood zone areas, our waterway areas that already exist in the city. But we do have ecotourism. People do come here. People stay here and live here because of the fishing and hunting that goes on throughout and around this whole county and this whole area.